What is going on, folks? Welcome back to another edition of Nani. In an episode, we discuss anime that you're currently watching. I'm your host, Knuckles, aka Lace Man of Vegas, right there. Oh my god, because we should my show right there. But yes, we are going to be continuing episode 5 of Lazarus, right? Not continue, but like continuing the Lazarus season of Lazarus season. And we're on episode 5 of Lazarus. And this episode right there, I would say it's a battle of the hackers, in my honest opinion, right? So this one, they're trying to figure. So last episode, Doctor Nine and I was able to hack into Delta's database right there and see that they pretty much knew that the dangers of Hopner, right? So they're looking into it. They couldn't find like any like clinical trial history or anything like that. But Elena was able to find like the SoundCloud data, and it's some weird noises. Like it wasn't like the typical. First of all, I'm happy. I'm. It's funny how they said they mentioned Avengers in the second episode. Now here they are, mentioning SoundCloud. And this guy was like, "Wait, is this SoundCloud right there?" I'm like, "Are they allowed to use that in this anime right there?" But hey, I mean, no copyrights or anything like that. So I'm like, okay, that works out for me, honestly. But yeah, it was just some weird noises, right? And Doug said to Elena, "Can you open it as an image file?" Open as an image file, and her was able to say, "This is definitely the clinical trial data right there." And Doug is like, "How do you know? Like, you know that?" It's like, yeah. Doug looked kind of like, "How do you know that?" You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the look that he gave her was like, "How the hell do you know that right there?" Like, like Doug is like, it's almost wondering like, "Yo, what? How much do you know on this case right there? Like, how much do you know on Skinner?" Like, it's like, how do you know? Because that tells me that, yo, you were there. Like you work with Delta or some shit like that, right? So it's like, how much do you know? Like, just the look on Doug's face was like, hmm, why? But then Gersh says like, why would you just post on a social media website? Like what? Like why would you just kind of be silly and leave this open, right? They're saying probably it wasn't definite, but it said okay, maybe we're using this to reach out to a party, and they're saying okay, maybe they're using it to reach a Skinner right there. It makes sense, right? Cool. Now we have information right there. Let's try to find. Let's go to the Delta's base right there and find more information on Skinner, right? So obviously rich people. Um, Leyland's droid is not able to like investigate inside right there. Wow, I'm like pausing on these words right there. I don't know why, but like yeah, Leyland's droid is not able to like do anything right. It was shut down by the time that they got like it got in the certain area right. Like they couldn't get on the ground, couldn't get on top right there. So they're like, okay, how are we gonna get inside? Axel doing Axel things right there goes into the building, just calm. Hey, I'm go in. Like he didn't say, but it's like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do right there, right? So it gets inside the building right there, and immediately the security is like, this guy looks sus right there, right? Gets into the elevator, all the security gets in the elevator too, right? And I saw the one security guard of him and Axel like looking at each other right there. I was like, what in the diddy is going on right now? That this kind of looks sus. Okay, but by the time the elevator closes right there, I guess we have our Captain America scene right there where Axel's able to like whoop these people's butts in there. And I would say the girl one, the girl, not the girl, the girl I feel as though was probably the best fight out of all these guys right there. She looked like she had like the almost like she almost had it right there, but I think in reality right there she didn't stand a chance. But it was a good classic, like fluid action scene right there. And they were making some weird faces, but I remember seeing weird faces along the and in Samurai Champloo's action scenes a couple of times right there. But first of all, like it looked like it was a pretty it'd be great. It's an elevator, so it's obviously it's a tight space right there. But it's like the fact that this one security guy's able to do a little some flips right there. I'm like, dang, okay, maybe have some extra room in this elevator right there. But nonetheless, though, I was able to whoop these guys' butts in the elevator right there. It's like just walking stuff like nothing happened right there. But it's like, dang, yo, he just did it like that. Like, yeah, that's excellent for it right there. So yeah, so gets there, sees the president right there, and pretty much asks him like, "Yo, so like, did you know that Hopto was gonna be dangerous?" And they're saying, "No, like, I'm trying to find that scares what you guys are right now. Like, I'm just like pissed off what happened right there, right?" So Alex comes with a plan where it's like, "Yo, why are we gotta chase him? How about we lure him to us right there?" So they're gonna learn by having this this press conference, to find out, hey, we have a cure for Hopna. So we're gonna use the fake cure to lure Skinner out, and also they're saying like, okay, well, how will he be able to get onto the city right there? He'll most likely use a hacker, right? And we're gonna have a lot of security right there. Atlanta's like, well, what's how can we get the hacker to like to fall for a bait right there? And Atlanta's like, hackers love when the security is like extra tight right there. The bigger the security is, the more the more reason they want to do that shit. The more I have to say this word, like even the security right, the more I can't. God, I'm having a pause right there. The better security, the more attempt they want to do right there. If it's a lot, if it's huge security, they can't resist right there. Like I said, a lot of I feel so yeah, that's how a lot of hackers are. Like if they see something that's heavily secure right there, oh, they can't wait to to get their hands on it, right? So as they're getting this, starting a conference right there, the lights immediately go off right there. They're trying to suspect, okay, wait, where the one guy went to the bathroom? Okay, what about this other guy right there? Check this area right there, right? Like it was nothing, right? We see like I said, the power go off, water going off right there, and the hackers start to doing a thing right there. And honestly, this episode was like the battle of the hackers right there. Like like I said, I've seen some anime where it's been some big fights right there, but like I can't remember the last time I seen an anime where it's like it's a hacking battle right there. Like I said Elena and Popcorn Wizard were going at it right there, and at times look like Popcorn Wizard had the upper hand, and at times look like Elena might have the upper hand right there. And I believe like she what's happening in that battle right there? Um, Elena was saying like how Pocket Wicked was able to hack into the system right there. She was actually using the walkie talkies, right? But the walkie talkies just got a replacement before they even got into them right there. And it's like, okay, that's how she was able to that's no, and that's Ash was funny, that's how she was able to like hack into the computers right there was like I can't speak right today, the new walkie talkies right there. So yes, but Atlanta did say, okay, I did happen, like it looked like Atlanta looked like it was bad, right? I was like, damn, I think Atlanta lost this match right there, right? But she's like, all right, she took the bait right there. I'm set up to say in case Pocket Wizard felt for the bait right there, and she did say, okay, she's over here at this one hotel, right? Turns out she was actually in this one van because as soon as the cops passed by the van rides out like, okay, shit, that's actually Atlanta right there, right? And they're able to see that she was moving, right? And Elaine's okay, what's let me take a look at this antidote right there, right? And she's like, oh shit, turns to be a fake right there. Oh, okay, let me throw out my laptop right there and bang, they lost track of her, right? But the Falcon Wizard did call um Elena and said, "Hey, I gotta give you props right there, yo. You were the person that almost catch me right there, right?" And she's like, "Oh, pretty much. Hey, I'm gonna go right there." But then she says, "Oh, who? Jonathan? Jonathan Rowland is my hero." So I don't know if that's clear right there because nonetheless, though, like it's like what else can I do now, right? Because like the play did not go as well right there, and it's like okay, we didn't get Skinner. Pocket Wars got the jump on us right there, so it's like in a way, it's like we lost the bad and we lost the war right there. But I will say this though, I was reading an article, and I was reading an article, and it was saying that obviously Axel's the main character. Well, we got the five main characters, right? But I feel as though Axel is like the showster right there. But I feel as though in this episode, I feel as though it's all about Elena. Even though at the beginning part of the episode, Axel was able to knock out the security guards, right? But I feel as though this episode right here, it was all Elena, with the hacking battle right there. Like I said, I've never I can't remember. Maybe there was, but you guys can remember wrong right there. Like, but like I said, I can't remember a hacking battle in an anime right there. And I was like, oh, shit, it kind of got me on my toes a bit right there. I'm okay. He hacked this, hacked that right there. Like Elena was like, I mean, Doug said that Atlanta's a wild card for a reason right there. Even though she lost this battle slash war, she still showed her own right there. She showed that she what she can do right there. And so I feel as though this episode, I feel as though Elena was the MVP in this right there. And like I said, yes, Axel's like the main character, but like I feel as though the other four characters get their shine as well. Now you can't say that you can make the argument saying like, you're not feeling a connection with these characters per se, and I can see that, but I feel as though like Elena to me, I don't know, like apparently they say in the description she's hard. It's hard for her to talk to people right there, but I feel as though she is getting better because and remember in the first couple episodes, she would kind of hide when people are walking around right there, but she was very I guess she's known the characters for a long time as now, but like, she looked very cordial when talking to the people right there. And so I said, yeah, Elena tried her best right there, even though she lost the battle. I feel as though this episode, put her in a good light right there. So like I said, I, like I said, I understand is the pace is not the best right now with Lazarus. I said I see that, but like I do like the characters. I don't love them right now, but I do think they're cool. I said hopefully hopefully later throughout the season I will love them. Like I said, it's 13 episodes. There's episode 5, so we have 6 episodes left to go. Like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, 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 no. No, 8 episodes to go right there. My bad, right there. But I said, can't count. But let me know what you guys think about this episode right there. I thought it was a pretty cool, fun episode right there. So, like I said, I feel as though Lena was like, the MVP. Even though she lost, she still, was able to get things started. Right. She was still able, like, to like put up a fight right there. So, like I said, I guess we won't see Popcorn Wizard anymore. But like I said, I guess maybe the John Rollins, my hero, maybe they can look into that. Because, like I said, as of right now, it's like, hey, where did they go? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can they do now after this? So, we just got to see. But, anyways, folks, as always, let me know what you think about this video. Please see the video like, please comment, be sure to share the video, be sure to subscribe, you'll be part of this family. And always remember what Jake will say, everybody. There is no such thing as life barriers. Have a good day, everybody. Take care. Or good night. Or I say.